Paul Krugman coming out with an article talking about how this cult is driving Washington crazy. No, he's not talking about the cult of the right wing. It's the cult of centrism. I was like, oh, thank God, finally somebody said it, right? And I love these quotes that he's got. He says, you have to ask, what would it take for these news organizations, this is the part I love, and pundits to actually break with the convention that both sides are equally at fault? Look, this is the thing I talk about all the time. If there were sports reporters, they'd all be fired because the Steelers and the Cowboys would play. Steelers win 42-10, which is, of course, normally what would happen. And then if it's CNN and it's a lot of these pundits and major media organizations, they'd be like, well, Pittsburgh says they won, Dallas says they won. No, somebody won. The score was 42-10. You can't look at the Republicans saying, hey, even though President Obama and Harry Reid is giving us 100% of what we wanted earlier, they're giving us $2.7 trillion in cuts and asking for no revenue increase in return. Well, we're going to say now positions have shifted and we're going to call it even again. That is not even. In fact, you should be deriding the president and the Democrats for losing so badly, okay? And that's subjective. To say that they're not losing is weird. To say that you've got to split the difference again every time that the Republicans move the goalpost, well, that's a dereliction of duty if you're an actual journalist. Krugman continues. The both sides are at fault people have to know better. If they refuse to say it, it's out of some combination of fear and ego, of being unwilling to sacrifice their treasured pose of being above the fray. That's 100% right. And one other point he makes that's very good is he says, look, then there's no price for extremism. Because the more extreme you are, you don't get called out on it. It only helps you because you keep moving the center, keep moving the center. No matter how far you go out to the right, or theoretically the left, although no one goes there, no matter how far out you go, the mainstream media will immediately call a new center and go, well, the Republicans say this and the Democrats say that, so the answer must be in the center. The center of what? I've been saying this for so long. They've moved the political center in Washington, not in the country, in Washington so far to the right, and yet still the mainstream media is like, I don't know, the Democrats say this, Pittsburgh says this, the Cowboys say that, I'm going to call it in the middle. All right, I love that Krugman pointed that out. Arianna Huffington also saying, look, this debt ceiling stuff, she says, calls it, quote, the myth of grand bargains and win-win unicorns. This is what I was saying yesterday. Where's the win-win? Where's our win? There's no wins. As I pointed out yesterday on the show, there's two options. One is 100% defeat. The other one is worse. The 100% defeat is the one I just outlined. The second one is the so-called grand bargain, where we cut the spending and we cut taxes for the rich and we cut entitlements. Now, we increase taxes, but don't worry, that's mainly on you, on the middle class and the poor. So how you like them apples, right? And look, it's nice to see other people writing about it, because with everybody else constantly doing what Krugman's talking about, you begin to think, am I the one who took the crazy pill? Some executives would think so. So anyway, it's great to see, like, hey, yes, of course, I'm not seeing it wrong. It's 100% to nothing.